Wow, there we go. This is the first red dress in town. If you go straight forward on that road, this is a bus stop. If you go with that road there, you'll go to straight to Kisii town. So this is Ogembo town. I'm trying to see how people spent their Valentine Day. This is February 14th. So how do people spend their Valentine Day? Is it really a thing here? So this is where they sell chicken. People are selling chicken here. We also have satellite dishes and so on. But generally I've walked around and I've not seen anybody selling flowers. So my conclusion is that Valentine is not a thing in this area. So I'm walking around, people are minding their own business, and what is on their mind is actually how to pay the school fees. Schools have just opened, and this is Ogembo town. It's not a market day, this is just a normal day. And this place where I'm shooting, this small shed here, the green one, that place is the guy who sells things there is a conman. I tried to buy a battery for my cell phone. Then I tried the first one. I looked at the first one, it had been opened, the seal had been opened. Then the second one, the third one, the fourth one. So my conclusion was that if you come to Ogembo, never buy anything from that shop, because why did the seals why were the seals open? Basically, this is a case where somebody might have brought a bad battery to him, then he repaired some things and he put it inside the box. So yeah, so this is Ogembo, and there's nobody is selling flowers anywhere. We have people selling cloth on the side of the road, even encroaching into the road, because actually people are trying to make ends meet. It is a very hot sunny day, and this is another place where you can buy cloth of that place there. So on the road, nobody is bothered about Valentine. Basically, Valentine is celebrated in major cities in Kenya. In Kenya, we have at least three cities: Nairobi, Mombasa, Kisumu. Oh, and there's another one, Nakuru. Four cities. So this is Ogembo. I've just made about turn and I'm going back where I had started walking from. So everybody is just doing their own business. The dressing code is not red. Maybe you might see one or two, or maybe accidentally somebody put on something red. So we are going to the stage. You know, we have elephant projects that were made, but with a lot of money. A lot of money was used to build them, but they were not they are not being used right now. This is a stage, but there is another stage across the river that a lot of money was used, because they wanted to remove this stage from the road. This stage is actually on the road, on a steep slope. You see, this is a road, but it's also again this is a highway. You see, and the vehicles are actually parked just on a section of the road. So there was this project that vehicles were to be parked, picking passengers somewhere else, but no, it never happened. So I'm going back. I've just made a complete 360, and this is what we have just been seeing. Because of the shakiness of the camera, maybe let me throw in some stills. Now we are from Ogembo. Now we are in another small market center. This is called Itibo, and it's also Valentine Day. This is another elephant project. This was made to build to be like a place for people selling their wares and so on, like market stalls. This one here on the right of the picture. But you see, nobody is using that place. A lot of money was used, and I'm very sure a lot of money was embezzled. That is the motto of Africa. Somebody comes up with a project. You see, this is where people are selling. They are not selling where it was built, but they are selling on these rafts, wooden rafts that they have built by themselves. So it's a market day. People are repairing their selling rafts. This guy is selling fish. You see, this is a fish place, but they are very few. If you go to other market centers, you see they are selling big fish and so on, but this one they are very small. So I'm just going through. I'm excusing myself. It's a Valentine Day, but people are selling fish. They're not selling flowers. There's no way you'll see somebody selling flowers. People, you see, everybody. It's a market days. People selling goats. A goat here can go for something like $50. Is it? Yeah, $50. That's the price of a goat, depending on the size. The smaller one, of course, can be cheaper. Now, everybody's waiting. So this is a market day at this place called Itibo. But the market, it basically shows that people sell animals more than other things. If you go to other places, you see people selling footwears and cloth more than these animals. But here they sell animals more. So if you sell animals, of course, people will come with other accessories like the ropes. You can see people have ropes. So you buy your animal there, and then you take a rope. The bargaining is actually heated, very heated. And remember, this Kenya, in the country, schools have just opened. So what you are seeing here is actually that's how people pay school fees. Every child in high school has to pay school fees, and it is expensive. School fees can go even up to maybe 50,000 Kenya shillings. That's around $500. So that is per term, and a term is around 3 months. So every 3 months you have to come up with money. So in most cases, people buy animals and then they come back and resell them. They buy and try to make more profit. You see, so they act like middlemen. They'll go buy an animal, even in the same place here. They buy and they wait for another customer and sell it to them. And one thing, the dressing code about people who buy, these people are holding a lot of money, but there's nobody who's dressing it in a fancy way. If you come dressed in a fancy way, the price will always shoot up. So this is a place where after you have bought your animal, you have to pay taxes. So after selling an animal like a goat, you pay 200 shillings or $2 for that animal that you bought. I've just seen somebody paying. So those are officials, the market officials, but they are representatives of the government. The tax goes to the county government, then just like that. So this is where teenagers watch football. This wooden shed up there is a place where they watch football. This lady here is selling bar soaps, so it is very hot. So she's standing in a shed, but people who are, after buying your animal, maybe want to buy bar soap and so on, or after selling your animal, you have money, buy a bar soap and so on. So basically, this is the marketplace. So after selling the animal, they wait for the next market day. This is on a Tuesday today. So they wait till the next Tuesday and they resell it and so on. That's how they raise money to pay school fees and so on. So some animals are actually there just to be changed from one hand to another, one hand to another. The bulls, if you look at maybe bulls, very grown up bulls, then those are for butcheries. So they will be like this one here is going to be slaughtered for butcher. But these smaller animals, maybe they are for dowries. Somebody has come to buy so that they can take them to dowry. No, it is strange. If you have maybe $500, why don't you just give the $500 to the family? Why should you go back and buy an animal to bring? So it is just that interesting in Africa, but that is our culture anyway. So we have motorbikes here. They're also waiting for customers. Somebody has sold their cow. Now he has to go back home. When he came, they walked the cow several kilometers to this market. So going back, of course, they take some means of transport. These motorbikes are called border borders. Now that guy here has bought his animal and is now going. You can look at the cloth. The number of cloth is very few. Schools have opened. Normally, clothes are bought during when the schools have closed. Children are at home. They are the ones who buy a lot of things. So, but because everybody is at school, the young guys are at school. The clothing business is low. It's actually low. So it is a well-known fact that people who buy clothes are actually clothes go well when schools have closed, because children grow very fast and you need to replace their clothes. I'm standing around here. This guy has modified. This is actually a motorbike. This structure, this thing that we are seeing here, is actually a motorbike, but he has modified it to be. You see, he has put on a body and so on. So he has modified it into a shop, so you can move around with it and sell from it. You see, this is actually a shop. So after business, you just close up and sit there in front. So it's modified. He's using iron sheets as the body of the vehicle. It's now a vehicle, but it's originally a motorbike. So that's some kind of ingenuity that is experienced here. So we have shoes. Normally we don't have leather shoes here. You just find maybe rubber shoes, or plastic shoes. Those ones that when you put on, like gumboots, when you put on, when it is hot in the sun, you feel burned. This is a man selling fingerlings. Those are small fish. Normally it is a business for women. Women are the ones who sell these small fish. But men are going there because life is tough, and you see some people lost their jobs during COVID and so on, so they had to come up with a way. So they raised some money, went to the fishing zones like maybe Homa Bay, and started buying fish and selling. Those are men. But okay, this is basically how a Valentine Day looks like.